Hello everybody. Today we're going to be going over the Lewis dot structure of triiodide. So the first step in drawing a Lewis structure is simply to count the valence electrons. So we have three, let me switch to white, we have three iodine atoms. And how many valence electrons do we have? We have 7, because on the periodic table, iodine is in the column 7A, which means it has 7 valence electrons. Then we have to account for the charge up here, which is going to add 1 electron. So in total, we'll have 22 valence electrons. And we're going to come back to this number, but this tells us something very important. Another thing that we can find is the number of lone pairs in the central atom. This will tell us how many bonds we need and what our formal charge is going to be on the atom's central component. So what we do is we select from our list of multiples of 8, so 8, 16, 24, 32, and when we find 22, or when we look at 22, we want to find the one that's the greatest, that's not greater than the valence electrons. So 8 is less, but it's not the greatest, least. And then 16 is going to be our number, because if we choose 24, we're going to get a negative number, and because 24 is greater than 22. However, 16 is the greatest multiple of 8 that is less than 22. So we're going to subtract these numbers and then divide them by 2. And that is going to give us 3. This is the number of lone pairs we have in the central atom. You could also just subtract 22 minus 16 and get 6, and this is how many valence electrons you have in the central atom. But I'd like to think of it as lone pairs. So now all we need to do is draw the structure. So for iodine, we're just going to have single bonds. And how we know this? Well, iodine is a halogen, so it's going to want to make single bonds because it does not need that many electrons. So as we said, we have 3 lone pairs in the central atom. So let's place our lone pairs. And then now let's just fill in the rest of the iodines and their valence electrons. So iodine has 7. So we're just going to fill in all the spots, because remember, our dashes represent 2 that are being shared. Okay. So this is in fact the Lewis structure for triiodide. However, if you want to check if you got it correct, you can simply count the number of electrons. Remember that each of the dashes counts for 2 valence electrons. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and 22. 22 is that number right there. So that's how you can check if your Lewis structure is correct. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and I will continue to post more chemistry videos coming up right soon, because I know exam season's coming. Anyways, I'll see you later.